Hello po, Ray Valera po. Listen to Filipino Radio Experience in Las Vegas, PHLV Radio.
Your Filipino radio experience is finally here in Las Vegas. The music that defines you.
Ako sa'yo, ipaglalaban ko.
Listen to a Filipino radio experience here in Las Vegas. Get the PHLV radio app from the App Store and Google Play.
PHLV Radio.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.
On the Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC. Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From city view lofts, high-rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.
On the Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC. Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From city view lofts, high-rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity. It's a lunch hour in Vegas, and we're on the dot with Dot and Mia here on PHLV Radio.
Hi, everybody. It's the lunch hour. Welcome to On the Dot. This is Dot, and I'm inviting you to stay weird for the next hour. All right. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon.
Benjamina Mia Casino, license number S01669991.
Oh, that's so sexy. Ooh.
And yes, stay
sultry
weird.
voice. What a sultry voice, Mia. Yeah. Good afternoon, Mia. Hindi ito good evening.
Did I say good evening?
No, kasi your voice is so bedroomy.
Yes. Hello.
All right. Yeah, we're at the studio with our guest. Okay, go ahead, Mia.
So last week we had Carlo Maglinaw, and this week we also have a Yupaan member highlight.
Hey.
Very special. And we will talk about, our topic for today is D.A.D again for our June series. And we have distinctive accumulation of dreams.
Wow.
We're going down a trip to memory lane.
Nice.
Yes. And speaking of memory lane, do you know what a legacy letter is, Dot?
No, it sounds important. So go ahead, please tell
Well,
me.
a legacy letter is, sometimes it's called an ethical will.
Oh, okay.
Interesting, huh?
All right.
An ethical will or a legacy letter is a written document that can be used to pass along life lessons to surviving family members.
Also, it's more formal than a journal or a diary.
Yeah, more
Okay.
formal. But it can be, although a legacy letter may never become a formal written document, the idea is to get you and your loved ones talking about your values.
Oh, that's nice. So it isn't just passing down, let's say, this piece of jewelry goes to my daughter Mia or like that. It's more values.
Yeah, I actually have a sample that I can read to
Okay,
you.
go ahead.
So, letter goes. This letter was written by a grandmother to a grandson back in 1991. July 11, 1991 at 12:30 in the afternoon. Oh,
Nice.
almost the same time. So, letter goes. Dear Trevor, I hope I'm around when you open this
Okay.
because I will or would have been 79 years old. This letter was written on a yellow paper pala. Today we had a total eclipse, and the next one is in the year 2017.
Oh, okay.
So I thought this was such a special day in your first year of life that I would make a note of it to you since you are too little to understand any of it. Understand. I'm not sure when this will happen, but I thought the news said in August could have already happened. I wonder what you will be doing at the age of 26. So in the future. I do know that you are the cutest baby ever, and we love you lots. I must get back to work now. I'm giving this to your mother this weekend to put away until 2017.
Oh my God.
See?
Brings tears to my eyes. Can you
I
pan
know.
Can you pan the camera to the roof or the ceiling or on the floor somewhere else?
You should do this, huh?
I know, yeah.
When you are to open this.
Okay.
Love you, Grandma Betty. So that's a legacy letter.
And do you know you have a background music?
I know, I can
That
hear
is
it.
so sentimental.
Yeah, huh? So that is a legacy letter.
We've been trying to get my mother write a letter. Now I know that there's a name for that. To write a letter for her great grandson, my grandson. But she refuses. So I will let her watch this show so she gets the value of
It's
it.
like a time in a bottle
Okay,
concept,
yeah.
huh?
All right.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So and then
So that's it. Yeah.
oh,
Very interesting, huh? Maybe I should do that.
I
To my
remember-
future grandkids.
yes. I remember writing one to my godson when he was born maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And he was such a baby, and I left a letter to his mom for him to open whenever he can read. So I don't know if they have already opened that letter, as well as little stuff there that he can open when he's ready. So that's a legacy
Oh,
letter.
yeah. That's a legacy letter.
Okay, thank you for that, Mia.
Yeah. All right. So let us introduce our member highlight.
Yes.
Our member highlight graduated in UP Manila, but she started from UP Diliman. And credentialed clinical instructor, licensed physical therapist in Nevada and Maryland, licensed realtor, like me,
Yeah.
from Home Smart Encore, and an avid collector of antiques. Mini 1:12 doll houses, Japanese wedding kimonos, thrifting and tending to her succulent plants, and restoring doll houses.
Wow.
Yupaan past president and still Yupaan board member, Miss Elizabeth Ilagan. Yay,
Hi,
welcome.
Thank you, ladies, for having me here. Good afternoon to all the viewers out there.
It's so
And
nice to have you
It's-
here.
It's so good that it's cooler today.
It is.
It is amazing,
gonna
right? I was
rain.
surprised.
94, 90,
Oh.
and cloudy.
Yeah, it's
Cloudy, a
and
little breezy.
wind.
I love
Yesterday
that.
it was 120, I think.
Was it? Wow, that's really hot. And so we're glad to be here in the studio. It looks prettified. The studio is prettified for our future live shows. There will be more live programs here at the studio. So my camera is over there. So our guest is I love the fact that you're collecting. And I was thinking,
It's a curse.
was that it's a curse?
because you can't stop.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's hard to stop.
We are all collectors. At some point, we collect so many things and non-things. So before you talk about your collection, Beth, I'm going to ask everyone, even our viewers here, what do you collect that are not things, not non-material things? We collect Facebook friends. Okay, that's one.
true.
Okay. What do you collect, Mia? Non-material.
Travel memories.
Ah, beautiful travel memories. But what else do you collect, Beth, that is not tangible thing?
Experiences, making new friends.
I collect also ideas.
Very nice.
And I have a friend who is in his 70s. He said, I'm going to debunk the stereotype, the stereotypical idea that once you're older,
Yeah.
you lose your memory. He said, I'm going to change that. As I get older, I'm going to strengthen my memory. So he began practicing collecting, collecting sequences of songs. Say on this day we played this song, on this day we played this song. So he could remember which song comes first. So that's cute. Hey, look at that. Feli says, I collect loyal customers.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Feli, for interacting with us.
What do you do, Feli?
Yeah, go ahead, put that in your comment. So, Beth, tell us about your collections.
Well, when you mentioned about ideas, I guess the one thing that's non-material that I collect are I would say topics. I'm a contributing writer for Chic Compass magazine, and I just submitted my latest article last week, and I got paid, so that's good.
yay.
Anyway, I have a how you say it, an interest in collecting pearl jewelries, which are really hard to find in Las Vegas.
What kind? of
Pearl.
jewel- Pearl.
Uh-huh. So my topic was about the timeless beauty of pearls.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting. I learned about it because you have to do research
Yes.
before you write an article. I don't know everything about pearls. Now I know.
Okay.
And it's really interesting because a lot of people that it's not, I think it must be published by the first week of July. But some of the people that had read it, friends of mine, they really love it because they said it educated them,
Okay.
about pearls and how to take care of pearls and different kinds.
I'm wearing fake pearls right now.
Oh,
Fake pearls.
well, you wouldn't know. That's one thing about pearls. It's really hard to
Yeah.
figure out
Yes.
which is real and which is not. So it's just the beauty of it.
It is nice. I
Yeah.
like the purity of it. So, Mia, do you have a question for her?
I was looking at your pearls.
You're looking at my pretty pearls. Beth, how much of your collecting is influenced by your dad?
Well, I think one of them is my collection of antique dollhouse furniture, and I have some new ones too. They're from kits that I put together. I didn't really realize it, but I've been collecting antique. They're antique now, but then they're not. When I was a
At
kid,
the time, they were not yet.
I don't have a job, of course. I'm just a child. So my dad probably has been buying those miniature furnitures for me. And then, so I usually just play under the table. My mom was a seamstress. She has her own dress shop. So she has this long table that we also use for dining, right?
Okay.
So I usually go under the table and stay quiet and play with my toys. But I didn't have a dollhouse, so I use like boxes and stuff. Your imagination and your creativity. And then my dad had a wooden dollhouse made for me, right?
Oh, nice.
So that was nice. So I started using the dollhouse. But then when my mom has a lot of relatives from Pampanga would come and visit us, and when they have kids around, a lot of my dollhouse furnitures disappear. And of course you cannot just ask them whatever. So finally my dad got frustrated. I did too. I would cry. And so he had like a glass case, like a cover put on one side of the dollhouse, and it has a lock.
Okay.
So I'm the one the only one that can open it. So that was my memory of it. And then from then on, when I moved to the United States as a working visa physical therapist, I started collecting more. And then, but of course, I didn't bring the dollhouse. I don't even know where it's at now. But I started collecting dollhouses because of that. I have a 1920s electrified dollhouse right now. A friend of mine, another UP alumni, Tony Tanyada, basically, you wouldn't even think it's the 1920s anymore because he remodeled it. The whole thing is gorgeous. And so now I have that. Then I have another dollhouse that I'm putting together, and I have a few metal ones from the 1940s and 50s.
Interesting.
Wow.
Have you?
I'd like to. I'm interested in the electrified one.
Why is it electrified?
There's
I mean,
electricity.
You have lights, you have mini light bulbs
Oh, I
on
thought
the ceiling.
when you touch it, you go.
That's why I had Tony fixed it.
There's electricity, Dad. There's lights.
I'm just
and
being
then-
weird here. Okay, so have you ever thought of putting up an exhibit? We can use that.
I don't know. I need, I used to have 7 more dollhouses from kits that I put together. I had to give it away. When we were moving from Ohio to Maryland, my ex-husband basically had rented a small U-Haul truck, and they wouldn't fit. So I had to give them away to the neighborhood kids.
Oh wow!
Yeah, because they're kind of big, each one of them is, and so I know maybe it's okay.
How big are these houses?
They're probably like
3 feet,
30 inches or 3 feet
this
by
big,
like
3 feet.
3 feet, something like that.
I've never seen a mini dollhouse though. The one you were saying about the 1:12 dollhouse.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never seen.
And do
those.
you know in England? Oh, I wish I could go. Do you know anybody in England?
Yes.
I would love to go because in England they have a clubs of collectors for miniature furniture.
Maybe we have one here. Who
And-
knows?
They have like certain conventions in a lot of the big cities, and they're really hardcore collectors. And here you cannot find anything except at Hobby Lobby. It's an
Oh.
Right.
Well, who knows? You type Meetup Las Vegas, and there might be there are a lot of meetup groups here. Collectors of Anna and I are another board member. She took us to her professor's house somewhere in the east, and These are little houses, Christmas houses.
Oh, right,
yeah.
right.
And it's as big as the studio, or even bigger than this. And
The
it's
Christmas
It's almost like a
villages,
town.
Yeah.
yes,
the
these
Christmas
are-
villages,
yes. So
yeah.
like he had hundreds of those little houses. And
Right.
so maybe there are meetup groups here, and that would be
I'm sure
interesting.
there are for doll
Yeah,
houses.
you know what surprised me? There's a miniaturist club in the Philippines.
Miniaturist.
They
club.
make their own because there's nothing available there. They make their own furnitures and all the little tiny things like food items and
Yeah.
stuff.
Wow.
The bad part is they don't sell them. They just create them for their own, you know. But it's very interesting because those are, you know how artistic the Filipinos
Oh
are.
yes, I believe.
And they look real,
Yeah.
you know.
Nice. What else do you have in your collection?
What else?
By the way,
Japanese
Japanese
kimonos.
weddings.
you're
wedding
interested in
kimonos.
that, Mia?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
It started. The collection started about maybe when I was in the Maryland D.C. area. I was there in, I think, it may be 1994, and usually there's an antique show, like twice a year in D.C., Washington D.C., and also in Baltimore.
Okay.
So a friend of mine is also an avid collector. So we usually go yearly to those events. And then I started, it's very hard to find, you know, those wedding kimonos.
Yeah.
In Japan, they cannot, if you're going to get married and you're Japanese and you want to wear kimono, there's two changes. One with multicolors, the other one is white. And you cannot buy them because they cost several thousands of dollars.
Wow.
To rent them, it costs $10,000 or more just to rent.
Okay.
So I don't know how much it would be to buy one or have one made.
So you collect them.
How do
Yeah.
did you buy it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And there was a time that I'm so glad I started collecting a little earlier. Nowadays, you couldn't find them anymore. But usually they cost from like 800 to several thousands.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
it just depends on the intricacy of the design. It's all silk, and it's just gorgeous. I mean, yeah.
So you need to have a big room for all your
A
collections.
house with a lot of walls to hang them.
Yes,
Yeah,
and protecting them from the weather,
Yeah,
dust, the elements, the natural elements, termites. No, we don't have termites here. You know, bugs and all that, right?
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about you, Mia? What do you collect? That are things now.
The things I collect the bottle stoppers of the
Oh,
yeah
that's
bottle
interesting.
stoppers, wine bottle stoppers from the
Yeah.
places I go to.
Wow.
Like literally the bottle stopper.
Yeah.
Oh.
So are you a drinker of wine or?
Sorta, kinda.
I keep my corks.
No, I just
yes.
like red wine,
yes.
but yeah, I keep the.
You also keep the corks.
They usually come with them. Well, no,
attached to
yeah.
it.
But
Yeah.
I mean the corks from the,
Oh, no.
from the wine. I put them in a glass jar
Oh.
and mix them with the pine cones we find here.
Uh-huh.
I put I put like this water bottle. You're looking at a water bottle. I cut this one. Sorry that. Then I put this inside a glass jar. For my plant, right? So it's a water-based
okay,
plant,
yeah.
and then inside the jar, between this one and the jar, would be the cork board, the corks from wine, and tiny pine cones.
Oh, okay.
It's
And
almost like a
it's-
ground cover.
Yeah,
Right,
something
But
like that. But
inside
it's
like a terrarium or
yes,
something.
it's pretty. I also collect cards, angel cards.
Oh, okay.
What are
else?
angel cards?
This one. These are angel cards.
Oh,
For angel
okay.
card reading. By the way, if you want to have a reading for today, just text your name. Yeah. What else? What else do you collect? Oh, here.
What else?
Manuel has a message.
Oh,
Manuel.
I collect old vinyl records, mostly related to my other collection, girlfriends.
Manuel collects girlfriends.
Manuel, huh?
Ooh. Ako, Manuel, ha? What sort of vinyl records do you
Yeah.
have?
It's probably old,
80s.
yeah, probably love songs because it's connected with the girlfriend.
With the
collection,
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Gosh. Do you remember that saying back in somewhere, sometime, collect and select when talking about boyfriends and girlfriends. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I heard the
Collect
term.
and select. Did you collect boyfriends too?
No, I don't have time.
You're collecting
I'm busy
degrees.
with other collections, things.
Degrees and work. What else?
Community service,
Community
volunteer
service,
service, you know.
It's
Oh, I have music collection. I have a lot
like
of
what?
music collection.
80s?
Oh,
Yeah.
it varies. I love music so.
So
I
are
have
they in
all
CD
genres.
forms or?
It used to be cassette, and then it moved to CD, and then now it's in Spotify.
They will never go away, right?
Yeah.
Who knows? They
But I
might
still
go away.
keep all of them, the cassette and CDs. And,
Nice. I have a cassette player.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Interesting how the old things that used to be very ordinary are now collector's items, like
They're
cassette
antiques.
tapes.
Yeah, if they're over 50 years old, they're antiques.
So do your collection of items, do they remind you of your dad?
Yes, my
Of
I
your
realized the connection between my dollhouse
Uh-huh.
collection and my dad, because it seems that he really started me on it, and I just didn't know about it. You know, it was just so interesting, but I didn't relate it to my childhood. Because he was the one that bought me those toys. You know, I don't have a job. I'm just a child. So he must have bought them for me.
Do you want to share what you wrote?
Yeah, I know. I told them if I discuss my dad, I might cry.
Let's do that, because see, this is in
Trip
connection
down
with
memory lane.
Yes, and in
Yeah.
connection with your legacy letter,
Letter,
Mia.
yes.
Some of our, I mean, who does that? I mean, we don't. I haven't read any letter from my parents, or I don't know of anyone who wrote a letter to their children in the
yeah.
future. We've done letter to your future self. I think we
Yes,
did that.
we did that, yes.
So this one, the legacy that our parents leave us, are unwritten. They're in our memories. So how about we take a short break, and then we'll let you read what you wrote about your dad. Is that
Yes,
okay?
that's
so Kuya Yo,
perfect.
let's take a short break, and if we have viewers who want a card reading, I will pick a card for them.
Heading
We'll be
to
back.
Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From City View Lofts, high rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity. On the Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC.
Yay, we're back at the studio, and we're talking about distinctive
Trip down memory lane.
trip down memory lane, and what's the meaning of our D.A.D for this week?
It's
Distinctive
accumulation of dreams.
and
Dad.
yes, Dad. And our guest is Beth Ilagan. She's with the UP Alumni Association in Nevada, and she's
Board
going
member.
to she's a board member and former president. And we asked her to read what she wrote about her dad. And go ahead, camera on Beth.
All right. My dad, or my tatay, was Valeriano Victorino Reyes. He was born and raised in Santolan, Pasig, Rizal, on December 15, 1909. So he's really ancient.
Ancient now.
He's 15 years older than my mom.
Okay.
Okay. The younger of two siblings, he was the mama's boy. He's very tall, thin, and lanky, like Abe Lincoln,
Oh wow.
President Lincoln. And they always tease him before because he would sit on his mom's lap, and his legs are all spread out on the floor because he's too tall. He's quite handsome with a perfect Greek nose, and he's 6'1", tall.
Yeah,
So he's quite
6
tall
feet.
for a Filipino.
Yes, he is.
6 foot.
He was always sickly though, which now I attribute to being born with a possible Marfan syndrome, because they said President Lincoln has Marfan syndrome, which is a heart condition that you're born with. And at the same time, later on, he realized he had juvenile diabetes or type 1 diabetes. As an adult, he started a career in sales. He dabbled in being an extra in the movies.
Ooh.
Because he's good
good-looking,
looking,
yeah.
yeah. And later become a Manila traffic policeman.
Okay.
Okay. My mom owned a dress shop in front of the Dapitan Gate of the University of Santo Tomas. Her dress shop is called Rosal Dress Shop. And he was assigned to do traffic policing in front,
That's
right?
how they met.
That's how they met. He was a widower at the time. He had his first family. He had 3 kids, and then I think his wife died immediately after the 3rd child was born.
Okay.
So he was a single dad for a long, long time, and so I was asking my half sisters. I said, "How do you feel about him being a dad?" And they said, "Oh, he's a really good dad, and he plays with them and takes good care of them and supports them." So he and my mom got married in 1960 and had 2 daughters, and I am the younger of the 2. So all in all, there's 5 kids. There's, So my memories of my tatay Valer, which everybody calls him Valeriano,
Baler.
that he is super strict and hates noise of any kind. The only time there's noise in our home is when he monopolizes our black and white TV set, 13-inch, very small. He loves watching basketball, boxing, news, and that show Green Beret. World War II. I don't know. You're much younger than me. I've watched all the Green Beret series because of him. He was a guerrilla during World War II, fighting the Japanese. So that's why he likes those war movies.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. After he met my mom, he studied law at Letran University in the Philippines, and he started to work as a lawyer in the legal department of the Manila Police Division. He's known to be the only employee that's incorruptible, meaning, you know how it is in the Philippines.
Straight,
He's very straight, and I think that's one of the legacy he passed on to me. It's so hard for me to do anything that's out of line.
Okay.
But anyway, after he passed on, a distant relative informed my half-sister's husband that our dad was awarded 10 Outstanding Policemen of Manila.
Oh.
And I used to see that medal, but I didn't know. I was a child, didn't really care, at that time. Apparently, he was doing regular traffic duty when a limousine drove into a one-way street on the, opposite direction. And he stopped the car and began to talk to the driver. And the car's backseat window rolled down, and the gentleman said, "I am President Ramon Magsaysay." He said,
He stopped the president.
"Don't you recognize me? I'm the President of the Philippines." And my dad said, "Well,
One way.
yeah, you committed a traffic violation. I'm still going to issue you a ticket because you broke the law." And so that is the reason why he was given this huge medal that we didn't know what it's for. And being his child, this is, in my mind, a very tough act to follow. I don't think I could give a traffic ticket to the President of the Philippines.
Well,
It's going to be hard. Okay, my father rules the ruse. Everyone in our household is afraid of him and avoids him at all costs.
wow.
He can be a tyrant when he's mad, and he's very short-tempered. I attribute that to him being sick a lot from childhood. So he's very, very sensitive, I would say. When he gets home, I would bring him his slippers, and he sits in his favorite chair reading the newspaper or watching TV while he chain smokes his Marlboros
Oh, he also smokes.
and drink his coffee. So at first we didn't have a television. And this is in the early 60s. And my sister and I would play outside in our neighborhood to avoid my dad's wrath, get away from him as much as you
He's
can.
tired.
Yeah. At meal times, he would painstakingly look around the neighborhood, all the side streets of the Pitan, to find where we are, because sometimes we are at neighbors' homes or yards, and most of the time, if we're not playing, we're hanging by those metal, what do you call those metal things that cover the windows? Grates, like metal grates.
The grills.
I don't know. The grill? I don't know.
A grill, or
I don't know.
we would be hanging on those watching TV
From the
from
neighbors.
neighbor's window.
That is fun.
Yeah.
Eraserheads.
So later, I'm sure a lot of our listeners probably had that kind of experience in
Oh,
the
yes.
Philippines.
Oh,
When you
looking
don't have a
forward.
television.
Yes.
Nakikinood.
Yes.
Nakikinood. Libre pa.
Libre.
Later, I got tired of playing on the street and will stay home to play with my dolls and my miniature furnitures. My dad had a special dollhouse, which we discussed earlier, made for me so I can play under our long dining table, which my mom also used to cut her patterns and fabric. As long as they stay quiet, which I usually do, then I'm fine. Since my mom has a lot of these relatives that play with my toys, usually something goes missing. So my dad, as I said before, had the glass wall made to cover the dollhouse with a lock to prevent further thefts. And this started my passion for miniatures and dollhouses. Okay. In our family, I was the only one who was able to question my dad ever.
Ever.
One time when I was about 5 years old, we were having dinner with my dad, my mom, my two half-sisters, and my older sister. And my mom, who's a great cook from Pampanga, started serving chicken tinola.
Yummy.
And both chicken wings were given to my dad.
That's his favorite part.
Yeah, mine too.
Oh no.
So chicken wings are my favorite. So I was quite pissed and offended that he got both wings.
Oh.
So I stood up from the dining table, and looked straight into his eye across the table and asked, "Why in the world does he always get the chicken wings when I like them too?"
Yeah, the chicken
There's
is only
two.
That's
two
not
wings.
fair.
Yeah.
So the whole table got so quiet. You can hear a pin drop. Everyone was looking down on their plates and shaking because my dad would get really mad. I remember looking at his eyes across the table, but I really don't know what happened next, whether did I get a wing or not. But I remember him with a slight laugh on his face, like he's trying to suppress his laughter. So
Okay.
he must think it's funny that, I'm
How
trying to
old
question.
were you at the time?
5.
5.
You must have
I had the
said
nerve.
she got that from me.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
But I'd rather get the chicken wing.
Oh.
Anyway, in 1971, we decided as a whole family to take a vacation and drove to Matabungkay Beach in Batangas. I almost drowned that day if not for my half-brother who saved me. On the way home, we got involved in a car accident. Yeah, and the car turned over several times. And because he's tall, he was in the front seat, passenger seat.
No seat belts at the
No
time.
seat belts at the time, but we were packed in the back. You know how it is. His head went through the windshield.
Oh my God.
But he did. The funny thing is, he didn't have a single scratch or no injuries. But then he was having chest pain, so he was admitted to the UST hospital. He was there for 3 days, but then the third day he succumbed to massive heart attack and passed away. So that I was 8 then. I was between second grade and third grade when it happened. And I didn't realize how I miss him until this last week. When they asked me if I can speak about my dad.
When we asked you to speak about
so
your dad.
he was brought back into my memories. I'm deeply aware that all my life of his presence, and that he helps me and guides me all throughout my life. And this may sound really weird, but when I was in kindergarten until second grade, all my grades at UST Elementary School were barely passing. I was bobo at the time. Upon his death, my mom told us, you have to study well because I won't be able to afford sending you to college. So I started taking my studies seriously. By third grade, I was third honor. By fourth grade, I was second honor. By fifth grade, I was first honor. And by sixth grade, I graduated valedictorian of the school.
Wow.
And best in math, science, reading, and art, etc.
Wow.
So this granted me a full scholarship to the UST Pay High School. And then eventually, I got a full scholarship at the University of University of the Philippines
Yes.
in Diliman, Quezon City. Now, how I accomplished that, I really don't know. All I remember is whenever I forgot the answer to a test question. You know, in the Philippines, there's no multiple choice.
No.
I don't know how it is now, but you have to know the answer,
Yeah.
and there's essay writing too.
Yes.
If you don't know it,
You don't know
you're
Nothing.
zero, right?
Yeah.
Blank. Or you
So-
can just write something else.
You have to memorize everything. So when I do not know the answer to the test question, I would pray to my dead dad, my deceased dad, and ask him to help me because I want to get 100% on the test. And you know what? The answer just mysteriously popped in my head.
Wow.
It's amazing. So whatever I accomplished then, it's partly due to my dad's help, you know. Okay, so but when I was younger, I always felt his presence. But as I get older, everything faded away as you get busier in life. So I really thank both of you for this being a guest in the show, because it brought his memories back.
Yes.
And thank you for the opportunity to remember my dad. He's always with me, guiding and reassuring me. And when you were talking about legacy, I think his legacy to me, aside from got me started on miniatures and dollhouses, is his love of learning.
Oh, yes.
And also his very strong ethical and moral principles.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the one that, the gifts that he gave me.
Oh, wow. Beautiful. Oh, my takeaways. My goodness. My takeaways are we don't know the impact of our parents until most of the time until they're gone. Yeah.
That's true.
So I like what you said about asking your dad in spirit, because and the answers appearing in your mind, because this validates our deep knowing or intuition or assumption that we are not our bodies. You know, beyond this body is the spirit.
I agree.
With the spirit of your dad, even the memory of him is part of that spirit of him, and he communicates with you in so many ways. So, do you feel that way too, Mia? Your dad's still around?
Oh, no.
No. Okay.
He passed in 2000.
And I think, similar to Beth, you also got that sense of that integrity from your dad, because he was
yes,
so
yes.
strict, right?
No, he was strict, but I'm Papa's girl, so everybody's afraid of him except me.
Okay. And the legacy.
He was scared of me
Oh, he was scared of you.
because I'm a Papa's girl. But no, yeah, he's always been, very straight also. So
Yes.
I was telling you in the past. episodes that he would tell me, do everything as if you're going to face a judge.
Oh,
There you go.
Yes.
That's a good
Yes.
way to deal with it and think about it. Yeah.
And this is a good way of remembering our dads, because this is the last day for June,
Father's
the
Day.
last on the dot episode for June, and our focus has been up to now D.A.D, Dad, and the genius here, Mia, she's been giving meanings to those letters, the acrostic. That's what my friend says, and me being also a daughter of a lawyer, so I think all three of us here, we are strong on in integrity. We cannot be bought. So, as in the past episodes with women, our power lies in that as well. To not, nobody can corrupt you. You can incorruptible women, and we want to pass that on as well to our children and to our listeners as well. Yeah, cannot be bought. What else? Anything else? Oh, we're taking a picture. Smile, and this time Mia's not. It's not showing her back in the
facing the
picture.
camera.
Yes,
in a
Bev.
way, I mean,
Yeah.
don't hate me, but I'm glad I'm not a lawyer because it's hard. I don't
Oh, yeah.
like if a client would pay you, okay, to defend them in court, and you know deep in your heart that client is probably guilty, you still have to do your best to defend the client. That's your role, right? As a lawyer, which I don't think I could do that. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Against my
principle.
principles.
So yeah, but the integrity that we're espousing is beyond the that one. The legal stories, the legalities of life. Yeah, you're right. It must be very difficult to defend someone whom you
You have to
believe
be
is
guilty.
extra creative.
Yes. Well, maybe you can,
or resourceful.
I don't know.
To be able to do something like that, which is another skill, but I don't think I'll be able to do it. I'm happy to be a physical therapist because I'm helping people rehabilitate, rejuvenate, get better, be functional. It's a totally different thing.
Did you also collect professions? Not professions. You said earlier experiences, right?
Yeah.
Experiences in the field,
Yeah.
in your
well,
jobs.
I'm now I got a scholarship from University of the Peoples, an online course. But we have professors from major universities worldwide. So I'm taking my master's in business administration. I'm halfway through, and I'm so glad. I almost dropped a subject this last semester because I got very sick, and so I missed 2 assignments. And if you're from UP, 2 assignments, you're scared already.
So it gets into your dream.
I know.
And you know what? I missed dropping it. I was gonna drop it online. I missed it by like 1 minute, the deadline. So I said, okay, I'm gonna suck it up and just finish it. I'll try to do the best I can. And I ended up having a grade of 91. So I was so happy I didn't drop it because 3 months of study you have to do over again.
Yes.
So maybe my dad was helping me.
Yeah. That's also the UP legacy.
Yeah.
Right. Or to include all the other universities in the Philippines. We have excellent universities in the country.
yes.
And we are encouraged and even supported to be, to strive for the best, to excel. And I have studied only in one other university, Central Philippine University in Iloilo. What about you? Have you been to other UST? You said. How about you,
from
Mia?
kindergarten to high school.
Yeah, University
Yeah.
of Santo Tomas. What about you, Mia?
Not just real estate.
Okay, and so UP all throughout.
Yes.
Okay, so in the difference, and I would like to believe that the difference has been bridged already. The striving for excellence, for critical thinking, and going beyond, giving your extra mile for whatever it is you need to submit, like what you're doing.
Yeah.
I was telling my children, because I was telling them, studying here is so easy. In the Philippines, there's right minus wrong.
Oh, yes.
And they said that's unfair.
It is.
That's what she said. That's what my kids said. That's unfair. The right minus wrong.
People
concept.
tell me, why in the world are you studying? I'm 58. Everybody knows now.
You don't look like it.
And I said, well, for one thing, I got a scholarship. I wouldn't be able to afford it. MBA costs about 80,000 on up.
Wow.
And then I realized if I want to do my own business in the future, I would have all the skills and the knowledge, and it would keep me from getting Alzheimer's.
Oh, yes.
Because
so true.
assignments are so difficult, and it helps the essay writing. It helps me with my being a contributor for She Compass magazine. So everything kind of like blends together.
How do you spell that? CHIC?
CHIC. She Compass.
And Compass. And she's with Compass Realty.
Compass Realty.
What's with you guys? Why are you encompassing me here? Compass. Yeah, Compass Realty. And,
Encore.
yes, you're right. To keep the brain alive.
Keep it sharp.
Keeping it sharp. We need to study. We need to learn new things.
New
right?
things,
Yeah.
yeah.
This has been very engaging.
With me in my job as a physical therapist, I don't get bored because as long as I'm learning new things, then it motivates me, to do better.
Yes.
And it keeps you feeling alive, when you're learning something new.
Yeah. So nice. We learned a lot about your dad, and I kept thinking of my own father too. Did you remember your own dad to me?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I remember him every day.
Every day.
Because I pray to him every day.
Oh, you do too.
That's nice.
Tell us how is that?
Not just at
do you
night.
just talk to him and you just
No, just at night when I go to bed, I
Include
just
him in
I
your
just
prayers.
include him in my prayers.
we are like that, no? We honor our elders. We honor our, and I think even though our parents, our fathers, were very strict when we were young, we still hold them in our hearts. We still love them, no? The strictness, the
because it
quirkiness,
formed your character. But I even go way back. I don't know all the rest of my ancestors, but when I pray, I say like a prayer to all my ancestors, whoever they are. I haven't met my grandparents on my dad's side,
Oh, really?
or my grandfather on my mom's side.
No,
So
I didn't either.
And I think the dads are the very first ones, or the only ones I think that could give you unconditional love.
Yeah. Yes. Even though they may not know it.
Yeah.
Even though they
Or
may
they may
not
not show
know how
it.
to
Yeah.
show such a love. And our dads are first, for us women,
Yeah.
our dads are our first experience of the male energy, the father figure.
true.
So what kind of, calling all dads, what kind of man are you that you are showing to your children, especially men, your little boys, your sons? Yeah?
My dad would always say, don't go for looks.
How did that go? What does that
When
mean?
looking for a partner, don't go for looks.
Go for the other like attitudes.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad is different. Go for looks. He said it's like this. His wisdom is like this. Inday, ako si Inday. Okay, Inday, the attitude, the character can be changed, but the looks cannot be changed. So he said,
Now we have plastic
look,
surgery.
even though you I said, Tatay, there's plastic surgery. He said, it will show up in your children. The genes.
There's a comment from our website from Charlie from California, Riverside. I once found a message in a bottle at Lake Arrowhead. Was tempted to open it, but I didn't. Oh, why not? To this
Aw.
day, I regret not opening it. The message could have been for me.
Oh, Charlie.
Oh, sayang.
Or maybe not.
I know.
Or maybe not. Yes.
He's the lucky person
Yeah.
to find
Regrets.
Well, you don't know what that. Yes. The thing about that is, if it didn't happen to you,
Yeah.
you didn't do anything about it, then it's not for you.
I
But here,
guess.
Charlie, let me give you a message from my cards.
There's your message in the bottle.
Just for
Message in
today, I
the
just
card.
felt like giving a card,
Angel card reading.
message. Ooh, Ace of Earth.
This is for you,
This is for
Charlie.
Charlie. The inflow of abundance, Charlie. Ooh, prepare yourself.
Nice.
A promising business venture. And this also involves important documents or contracts. So look at those documents and contracts. But this is nice because in the time of the pandemic, of economic turbulence, you are being promised abundance and promising business venture. Yay!
Wow.
Good job,
That's
Charlie.
your message in the card.
Message in a box.
Well, in a bottle.
Oh, this is so nice. Thank you so much, Beth, for sharing your daddy, tatay, with us. How did you call your dad, Mia?
Papa.
Papa, tatay, and for me, tatay as well. To all the tatays, dads, and the papas out there, you're leaving a legacy to your grandchildren and your children. So make it nice, make it worth it. Yeah, make it worth it, their lives. What's your message for our
Well, first I want to thank
viewers?
you both for inviting me here.
Thank
I
you.
had such a fun time. I didn't cry.
Oh,
Thank
you
God.
did a little
I
bit.
cried.
Me, I teared
Oh,
up.
me too.
And what else? Well, I just keep loving your parents.
That too.
You know,
Yes.
especially while they're still alive.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
and
I feel
ask
so
all
for
the
you.
questions you can ask
Yeah.
because once they're gone, nobody knows. You
Oh
know,
yes.
all these other stories are just gone.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
so keep
beautiful.
asking them about how your grandparents, how your life is. You know, the relationship between your mom and dad. And
Nice.
were you a bad kid when you were growing up?
That's so nice.
You know, things like those. But I wish there's so many questions. I wish I had asked, but I never had the time to ask. Even my mom.
Yeah. Some of us are given just a short time.
Yeah, tell them you love them.
Tell them you love them. Ask them about themselves. What else? This is a beautiful topic, Mia.
Yeah.
Thank you for choosing this trip down memory lane. Also, about asking. Don't be afraid to ask even the most sensitive questions. And we have cell phones. You can record. Yeah, you can record conversations,
That's
videos,
true.
and audio for your parents.
And pictures, collect pictures.
Yes.
Yeah.
Collect the
And
best.
not to what do you call this? Encourage you to defy your parents, but if you need to ask them something
For the
ask
chicken
them.
wings,
Yes.
remember the
That's
chicken
so
wings.
important. You have to verbalize,
Yes.
things in a proper, respectful way.
Yeah, nice. Because the chicken only has 2 wings.
I
In the past, you couldn't buy, a bag of wings. Now you can, but in the past,
In
no.
the Philippines, no,
It's a whole chicken.
It's a whole chicken. You cut it
Yeah,
up.
right.
You know.
Yeah.
I did that too when my dad was losing like $1, not $1, but $200, and he asked me, "Did you get it?" I said, "What would I do with $1?" This was in the Philippines. I can't spend that in the Philippines. And I said, "And if I need money, I'll ask."
Yes. Yes. It's okay. It's okay to talk to your parents. They're there for you.
Don't be
Yeah,
scared.
Yeah.
Yes, except for those who are abused. But that's another
Yeah.
topic, and we're not addressing
Yeah.
that for now.
Communicate, I guess.
Yes. All right. So, we are at a close now.
Oh, yes.
And I want to greet Tita Luz.
Oh, happy
Micaballo.
birthday,
Happy
Tita
birthday.
Luz.
who
And
else?
congratulations to all the awardees of the Father's Day Awards
Oh, yes.
last Sunday.
Yes. Congratulations, Kuya Yo here.
My hubby.
And Timo Casino. Casino.
And
Yes.
Tito Mike.
Tito
is
Mike
also-
Caballo and Irving Torremoro,
Torremoro,
the
yes.
husbands of UP Alumni Association of Nevada. Do you have someone to greet, Beth?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Happy Father's Day to everyone.
Thank you for the
Month.
organizers of that award.
Yes,
Doc
Doc Mike
yeah.
Santawana, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
recognizing the
fathers.
women in the past, women's,
Oh, yes,
the
your
women's,
award,
the
yeah.
mothers,
Mother's
and
Day.
the fathers and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah, thank you so much for staying with us in On the Dot. Mia, take us out of
And
here.
our closing quote is about collection from Isabel Allende. You spend the first part of your life collecting things and the second half getting rid of them.
Yeah, you get rid of them. Yeah. All right, bye everyone. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
See you next week on The Dot.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Thank you for guesting.
I love it so
On the Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC. Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From City View Lofts, high rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.